All right, you're watching the first ever Doc Dogs competition taking place at the Wharf. People out there loving it. I'm loving watching it. As a dog owner myself, I have Jen Delgado here with me now. We now want to turn to the weather. But Jen, would your dogs participate? Can you?
No, my dogs are bougie.
Oh, come
They're not allowed to
on.
get wet unless they're going to the groomers.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, come on, they're Pomeranians.
Okay, my Yorkie might do this though. I feel like it's,
You think so?
Yeah.
Even my Yorkie would never do anything like. I think that's pretty cute, though.
It's adorable.
I always fear, like, they all say all animals can, swim, and dogs all naturally know how to swim.
Yeah.
I feel like mine is just gonna sink to the bottom.
No, your dogs are dogs.
He's a little thick. He's a little thick right now. All right, we're going to start off right now talking about what we have in store for us this weekend. We know it's been hot, it's been humid, and, we're winding down to summer and getting so much closer to Labor Day. And as we look ahead, our temperatures have been warm for the last couple of days. We're in the 90s right now. Yesterday, 92 degrees, 91 on Thursday, and we're going to stay warm. Even seeing those temperatures climbing to about 95 potentially as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday might be just a little bit cooler, but we got some storms right now on the radar. We'll continue to see a few of those as we go through the early evening. Sunday looks to be drier, but we still might see an isolated storm, and then we're going to be in this very hot and humid pattern. So we look outside. Already, you're seeing the clouds around. Yes, we've seen some storms. Yesterday was an active day, and I tell you what, August, it's been quite active since it all started last Saturday. Here's the view right now, our camera out at the wharf. We check in. At the airport, temperature 90 degrees. Our winds are from the south, but our dew points are juicy. They're in the lower 70s right now. It feels like 98 degrees in D.C., and in many areas, it does feel like right around 100. We're going to have heat index values near 100 as well as 105 as we go through the next couple of days. Now, our temperature right now, 92 degrees in Quantico, 93 in Leonardtown, 92 in Fredericksburg. The heat is here. It feels like summer. Where we've had more clouds and a few rain showers and a few storms have been to the north and west. And we've had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. Right now, not seeing anything in forms of any reports of any damage, but we look at our temperatures, they are down 5 degrees in some locations, 7 degrees like Culpeper and Winchester, where you can still see there was some rain, as well as 2 degrees cooler in D.C., but it's not doing much to make you feel more comfortable because of these high dew points. Look at those numbers in the 70s, 77 in Quantico, 73 in Fredericksburg. This means it is extremely hot and sticky. This is something you typically see more in the Midwest. We usually only see our dew points in the low to mid 60s. Really not like what they're seeing right now, but this is another case of another hot and humid summer pattern. And one thing I know, a lot of people wanted to go to the beach this weekend. Really not able to go into the water if you go to the beach. That's a problem because they are dealing with that jellyfish. I call it a jellyfish invasion because you can't get into the water safely. So we look at our satellite and we look at our radar. We have the clouds around. There is a severe thunderstorm watch that includes Philly, Atlantic City, as well as into Dover. But for the D.C. region and communities, mainly right now we're seeing those storms to the northwest as well as down towards the south. And that includes coming out of Fredericksburg. And as we look at this one storm right now, this is one of our healthier looking storms. This is the storm right on top of Heartwood. We have some lightning with it, roughly a little more than 100 lightning strikes setting up. Now, this severe thunderstorm warning is going to be in effect until about another 25 minutes. Now, that's for Stafford County, of course, as well as going into Charles County, the very southern breaches. It looks like maybe we might catch some of the storms if it goes over the river. But it's right in this area, right along 95, where it is certainly not a fun time to be driving. So if you live in Fredericksburg, expect some storms there, as well as into wide water. But you can see for yourself where the lightning is, especially from that Heartwood area going over, and some of those lightning strikes leading ahead of the storm moving into the Triangle Range. So if you're in this area right now, these storms are moving at a pace of about 30 miles per hour. You can see it's that easterly trek, and with the 60-mile-per-hour wind gust possible. So that could be enough to take down some trees. And, of course, it's bringing heavy rainfall. So a lot of this is moving into Spotsylvania County, which is out of our viewing area. But it's moving, again, as I said, a pace of about 30 miles per hour. So that warning will be in effect for about another 30 minutes. All right, so we go to the north. This is the Cabletown storm. This is also another severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to be active for about another 45 minutes. I tell you what, it really does not look that impressive right now. It looks to me, certainly, it might be weakening there. Definitely the healthier storm is the one down towards the south, but for this severe thunderstorm warning, this one is near the Berryville region. I don't know if you're familiar, Hillsborough. We look at this severe thunderstorm warning. This storm is moving to the east, I'd say about 20, 25 miles per hour. It's southwest of Charlestown, if that helps you get a better idea. And also, too, this one also has some of the gusty winds right now. But again, this is also putting down just a little bit of hail. But if you are in Loudoun County, but right now, as I kind of zoom into it, it doesn't really show that much in the form of lightning. 6 lightning strikes. And then let me kind of widen up the view, kind of get into the DC metro area. We're looking at, areas like Fairfax, light showers there. I think what we're going to see is potentially maybe some storms trying to fire up just to the, I would say, the east of the Rockville area. There is a band of outflow. Some of these storms are breathing. I think maybe we might fire up a new boundary, some new storms right along the boundary that goes down towards Dale City. But Hartwood, again, is the area with the strongest storms right now. So look at the satellite and radar. You see where the severe thunderstorm watch is, and it's in effect for communities like Pennsylvania as well as into Delaware. Now we widen up the view. We got a cold front, ridge of high pressure, and we have this Bermuda high that we've been working with. So as we go through tonight, maybe seeing a few more of those pop-up storms. Tomorrow is going to be a drier day, but I tell you what, it is not a good day to be down in Jacksonville. And with the heavy rainfall that's been showing up there. So we look at our forecast and what we have for us with this ridge of high pressure. It's going to continue to shift over towards the east. So really every day we'll see that potential. Monday looks like it is going to be a drier day, and then we'll see some storms firing up as we go later into the afternoon and evening. All right, so here is your planner ahead. Storms possible, I would say up until about 8 o'clock. And then after that, we're going to go mostly clear with the temperatures remaining in the mid to upper 70s. It's going to be warm. It's going to be humid as we go through the evening. And then as we look at our Futurecast, we time out the storm chances. This is what's happening right now, 6:30. And as I was alluding to, it looks like maybe northeast of DC, we might see some storms trying to fire up with those boundaries kind of left over. And then after 10, 11 o'clock, things quiet down. Then we go into your Sunday morning. You're going to start off with just a few clouds. Tomorrow looks to be like a mostly to partly sunny day. In the afternoon, looks to be dry. We're going to head right over to this severe thunderstorm warning. I'm going to jump to it right now. This is still the one that's in Cabletown that I just showed you. And we'll continue to put that into motion. It looks like I'm just having a little bit of technical problem there, but overall, we will go back over and look at the Futurecast. As we show you 4:30, sometimes when those warnings pop up, it just kind of makes the computer drag a bit. As we go Saturday into Sunday, it looks to be drier times. Sunday looks to be partly to mostly sunny skies. Futurecast temperature will be in the low 90s, feeling like 100, I think, for some areas because of those dew points being so warm. And then we go into your Monday morning, waking up to dry conditions. And then we go into the afternoon, we stay dry, but then that potential for potentially some storms to arrive as we go later into the afternoon and evening. And you can ignore that new severe thunderstorm warning graphic there. But we look at the rainfall totals so far for August, and August just started last Saturday. 2.27 inches of rainfall for D.C., Dulles 1.36, Baltimore 2.39. I mean, we are crushing it so far. We have been in a bad drought for the last couple of months, and this is one of the wettest starts to August since 2020. So we look at our drought monitor, we go back in time, we started off in July, we were in red. You see that swath there. That includes southern portions of Charles, St. Mary's, as well as Calvert County, and then down towards the south. But overall, a lot of the area was in moderate drought. Abnormal, not really so much of a concern. But now, look how much we have improved because of the rainfall that we have gotten at the end of July as well as into August. Now that red is gone, a lot of us are in the abnormal, which is nothing really of a concern. But then we look at the moderate drought. That's a good chunk of the region. So DC, you've improved, and it shows you where all that heavy rainfall came last Sunday when everybody was in town for the Carol G concert. It was the wet day, but that was certainly a big winner for us, getting us out of that deficit with the rainfall total. So for tomorrow afternoon, a warm day, 94 degrees, sunshine out there, hot and humid, and a stray thunderstorm chance. So we look ahead and we talk about what it's going to feel like. And for tomorrow, feeling like 97. I think it could feel like 100 degrees. Monday, kind of the same way. And then we look ahead into your Tuesday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, temperatures very close to feeling like 100. And then we will finally get some relief as the cold front's going to come through here, and it will eventually cool us off. But that won't really happen until we really get into your Wednesday as well as Thursday. Wednesday will be back into lower 90s. That's still above average, but it's better than the mids at the upper 90s. So we look at our pattern ahead for next week. So hot and humid, and as I mentioned to you, a cold front will finally bring us some relief, and we'll start to see those temperatures moderating. But by the time we get into, next Friday, our temps will be back in the mid to upper 80s. So I think a lot of people will enjoy that cool down that's going to come. So for your low temperatures tonight, 75 in D.C., 70 in Gaithersburg, 69 in Manassas, and 70 in Frederick, and then 69 in Quantico. That's your lows. And then remember a few isolated storms early, and then we'll see things dying down. And then we look at your high temperatures tomorrow, 94 in D.C., 95 in Dale City, and then 94 degrees in Manassas. It keeps us dry. Then you go down towards the south and east. Generally, we will have dry conditions with partly to mostly sunny skies for the southeastern areas. And then we look at 94 for high in La Plata. And then those communities to the northwest. It's not going to be a bad day. Highs will be in the lower 90s, but it keeps us dry. But if we do see an isolated storm out there, don't be surprised. Now, let's talk more about this beach view. This is out in Ocean City. You see so many people hanging out by the beach, walking on the boardwalk. What you don't see, people out in the water. They're scared of the jellyfish. Those are the sea nettles, the sea kettle jellyfish that I say is an invasion. Because what we're not seeing is really rough surf. The rip currents are actually low. And actually, lifeguards down there say they have been treating thousands of jellyfish stings because of what's happening. And that's because of the high salinity in the water. And we're not getting a lot of upwelling, meaning that the water at the surface is very warm and very ideal and comfortable for those jellyfish. So if you walk over there and you're walking into that bathwater fill, you might actually get stung by jellyfish. Now, I got to tell you what, don't use the old wives' tale. They say have a friend help you out with the jellyfish sting. Just try to get some baking soda and some seawater, put it on yourself and your stings, and then go take a hot shower. Those are the tips that the Ocean City Patrol gave me if you have to get in the water. And also they said, hey, put on some long sleeves to protect your arms if the kids want to get in the water. But at that point, I think I'd just rather just wait it out. I don't know about you. All right, so we look at the airports and we are dry at all three. Those temperatures are in the 90s. Hopefully you have a great day. And of course, we will show you more spots around the DMV. But again, be prepared for potentially some more isolated storms.